We live in a society, people. However bureaucratic you want to look at that society as being, we live in a society that gives us the liberty and the autonomy to do whatever we want. We can wear what clothes we want. We can eat what food we want. We can go wherever we want to go. We can watch whatever we want to watch. Theoretically, we can do whatever we want to do. Total autonomy, total liberty, total freedom. And what do I choose to do with my time in a world where we have total freedom to do whatever we want? I can get up in the morning. I can go for a morning run. I can go to the gym. I can go for a cold dip. What do I do? I can go to church. What do I do on a Sunday morning where I have total freedom to do whatever I want? I choose to watch these 11 players at Old Trafford play weekly. That's what I choose to do. That's my decision. And I stick by it consistently every single week, whether that's a Thursday when we have midweek matches, or we play Saturday, or we play Sunday. My girlfriend has to wake up and she has to see me watch Manchester United every single morning. Religiously, without a doubt. But that's how I choose to spend my weekend. Watching this current iteration, this current crop of Manchester United players play for my team every single week. All 11 players. In Dennis Law's memorial, basically. This was the game after the late and great. First of all, I want to say RIP to Dennis Law, absolute Manchester United legend. It actually broke my heart to see the statue and see that the Holy Trinity is no longer with us. RIP, of course, to George Best, and RIP, of course, to Bobby Charlton. But this is what I'm stuck with right now. Maybe I was born in the wrong generation, but this is currently what I'm stuck with. Maybe I didn't enjoy, or maybe I took for granted when I was younger just how good and just how routine and just how well drilled a Manchester United team were. Repetition to eliminate any sort of unprecedented or unpredictable scenarios in a game. I never appreciated that when I was young. This is the 5th defeat in 8 games for United. 12 games across all seasons without a clean sheet. 5th defeat in 8 games. That renders us basically a 1-3 game. That renders us a team that only wins games once every 3. Once every 3. What does that sound like to you? That sounds like, to me, mid-table to relegation form. I can't sugarcoat it anymore, people. It's mid-table to relegation form. Where are we in the table? I don't know. You tell me where we are on the table. I might have to look. I might have to read an Athletic article. I might have to check the league table. I don't know where we are. We might be still 12th. Inshallah, we might be still 12th. Do you know who's 6 points off of us right now? Everton. Everton are 6 points off of us after a 3-0 win at home to Spurs. Everton are 6 points off of us. And let me tell you something. David Moyes has a nasty plan for us. This is 9 years of revenge for David Moyes being mapped out. If he wants to really take the scalp of the club that did him wrong, relegate us. Moyes, relegate us, because I'm sitting here and I think we deserve it. Relegate us, Moyes. I'm looking right now. Manchester United have suffered their 6th home defeat of the season. Their most from the opening 12 matches in a league season since 1893 to 94. I actually had to read that again. I thought that was a typo. I thought my brain was acting weird. 1893, not 1993. 1893. And then Opta says at the end, Dismal. What else is there to say? I'm about 5 minutes in. I still haven't even gone into the game yet. All I can really say is this is Brighton's favourite fixture of the year. It has to be. 1 win in 10 before this match. And they come and go, Manchester United. Yeah, this is where our season kick starts again. Husler looks at the venue. He looks at the fixture and he says, this is where our season kick starts again. This is the 3rd consecutive win for Brighton at Old Trafford. We're looking at 3-0 last season. We're looking at maybe what was it, 2-1 in Ten Hag's first season. This is Brighton's playground. They come, they swing on the monkey bars, they swing on the swings, they slide down the slide. They come to Old Trafford and have fun every single year. What has to be the benchmark for Manchester United to compete again? Beating Brighton? Brighton and Hove Albion? A seaside city? This has to be the benchmark. Fair enough. Look, I'm struggling to do this content weekly because this has turned into repetition, and not the repetition I want. I'd love to come here every single week and tell you Manchester United are winning. Comprehensive 3 points. We're there again. Another 3 points away. Another 3 points at home. I want to be able to tell you, like clockwork, Manchester United do it again. They do the business, 3 points. Imagine I was doing this content in 08. I wouldn't have any content because it get pretty repetitive and boring. But what allows this to have some entertaining aspect of it is just how comical my team can be every single week. Just how comical they can be every single week. What do I really... Like, I have to realistically sit here in front of a camera every single week and talk to you about Manchester United being shit. Being dross. And it gets mentally draining for me. For somebody that's been in a content journey for about 3 or so weeks, this becomes draining for me. Talking about Manchester United losing every single week. Let's get into the first half anyway.
I'm being serious.
I actually just want to rush through this game because it was a bit non-eventful in the second half. Minte scores 5 minutes in. Mitoma, great quarterback pass over the top from Baleba. I don't know how it kept our team napping. I know we're playing a high line, trying to press Brighton off the park. But I don't get how Baleba... For me, Mazraoui, you can look at it as two things. Mitoma was, being active, but Mazraoui was also asleep. So Brighton take the lead. Little play, simple finish for Minte. From then we started well. Honestly, we occupied large parts of the game. We didn't make it comfortable for Brighton to play out the back, and I think that's such an integral thing. Don't allow Brighton to have a rhythm. They're a well-drilled team, and with well-drilled teams and repetition, provide them with the unprecedented. Don't allow them to think this is the same system, this is the same playing out from the back we can do. You can't allow them to be familiarised with the same system at Old Trafford. They love it. They love coming here. So it was a steady start. First 20 minutes, I know Bruno had a good half chance. It was a bit of good football from Mazraoui and Ahmad, but we can't convert. We can't convert really. Brighton, I did notice in the second half they began to start playing in low blocks, which was encouraging to me because it told me they can't really think we can be got at as much. But it also told us that they're comfortable enough to know that we can't attack them. But nonetheless, it was good for me to see that Brighton were playing a low block. It was encouraging. We weren't making it comfortable for them to play outside the back. And then it's the officiating again. Like, we don't have a lot of things going our side already. I need, as a fan, as a biased fan of Manchester United, I need referees to be on our absolute A game. And I think maybe a lot of referees need a bit more unconscious bias training. I don't flipping know in the league anymore. After the David Coote video that came out, we need to start really looking at the decisions referees are making, because I see on the 20th minute mark, the penalty we win, our box had to turn into Royal Rumble. Everybody saw it. Our box had to turn into Royal Rumble. You saw Baleba, DDT and Xerxes in the box. That should have been a sending off. I don't get how it takes the whole of our box to turn into an absolute scrap to get a penalty. These should be straightforward, comprehensive decisions from referees that they're not getting. And I can let it slide with Madley in the Arsenal game, but we accumulate enough bad luck for ourselves to have refs not on our side. And I really think the PGMOL seriously need to fix up on that. There seriously needs to be a revision on how we approach refereeing. There's too much activity in the box. There's too much scraps in the box. The referees aren't guiding it. They're not reprimanding any of these things. Baleba should not be still on the pitch. Whether we win this game with Brighton having 10 men, I don't think Baleba should still be on the pitch. I don't get how this game has to turn into a scrap to warrant a penalty. But anyway, Bruno converts as he does so well. I think he's been one of the players that's been on form. I don't think this was his best game, but I think he was one of the players that's been on form. I was liking Xerxes in the first half. Great. He was able to play off of his players very well. Great hold-up play, great link-up play. Was very, very impressed. It's more than what Highland has been doing for us the past couple of weeks. And that says a lot. And even Xerxes was anonymous still in the game. Like, what are the standards at Manchester United right now? I like Xerxes' performance, but he still remained anonymous to me. So that just is reflective of where we are at the moment as Manchester United fans, as Manchester United spectators. It's the bare minimum right now. We're gassing up link-up play. We're gassing up forward play. We're gassing up hold-up play. Is this the standard? We ridiculed Romelu Lukaku, who had about, at the least, 17 goal contributions for this side. And now this is the benchmark. Hey, but anyway, I like the defending in the first half. I think Maguire and De Ligt were two units. I think Euro was able to contain Minte in the first half and force him to drift inside, which I think is the best because Minte is typically conventionally a byline winger. So I think it's good for Euro to be able to hold him off as well and keep him at bay. So I think it was a good half. I think Minte was active. He did get his goal, so he ultimately didn't hold him off as well. But I think it was good. We were able to contain him. I think we had a large share of the possession in the first half. And I think we were able to contain Brighton and create some threats. Now, whether we were able to convert them threats, I don't know. Dalot was non-existent, I felt, in the first half, to be quite honest. A lot of chances were going out on his byline. I don't understand. And this is the thing. We need to seriously consider if Dalot can continue at left wing back. You can see him getting the ball on the byline, cutting in the inside on his right foot. And he's cutting in on his right foot. And there's a player there. Hug the byline. Continue on the byline. I don't get why you have to persist with cutting inside. And that's not on Dalot. That's on bad squad selection. That's on bad profiling. You see a player that persistently, incessantly uses his right foot and you stick him on the left. How is he supposed to create anything? Gaping chance for Maguire at the end. Again, couldn't convert. Overall, I think the first half was 50-50. I can't say we absolutely played Brighton off the park because Brighton, again, are a well-drilled team. I can see what Husler was trying to do when we were front-footed in that first half. But you could come out of the first half saying it's 50-50, 1-1. Second half, Brighton get disallowed goal. And this is for me where I was praying to the PGMOL gods that the referee does the right thing. Because there was a clear foul in the box. There was a disallowed goal for João Pedro. There's a foul in the box. Our blushes were spared for then. This is all still in the within the 50 minutes. I always say it. When you see the most lapse of concentration for Manchester United, it's a minute 50. It's a minute 60. I was sat there with this loud goal and I said, okay, our blushes were spared. And then we go and concede again. And the goal we concede again, Andre Onana. I didn't want to say Amadou because I don't even want to disrespect Amadou associating him with Andre Onana, to be quite honest.
And Andre is not even my name, mate. Do you know what I mean?
But let me get into Andre Onana. Pause. The goal with Mitoma, 59 minute. I was looking across my socials. I was looking at the commentators. I was looking at my group chats. And they were saying, unbelievable cross from Minte. He put it in a position where Onana couldn't tell if it was going to float in or was going to, get fizzed in. It was a perfectly weighted cross. You can say that. You can say whatever. For me personally, Onana's beginning to have the Kepa Arrizabalaga effect. He's beginning to have the Kepa effect. Kepa had this reputation in the league where he was able to make players' shots or long shots or pingers look good. He was able to make them look good. Anything that a player popped at Kepa, he was able to make it look sexy. Against the opposition players. Crosses, shots, 30-yard attempts. Kepa made it look sexy when he was the Chelsea keeper. The same thing with Onana. He's making these players look good. This is how I know Onana's on his bullshit, right? When Onana starts doing a mannequin challenge on a 6-yard area, that's when I know Onana's on his bullshit. Whether it's a shot at him, whether it's a header at him, whether it's a point-blank shot, whether it's a cross. When I see Onana planted on 2 feet like that, the way you see Onana planted on 2 feet when we concede, I know he's about to do the mannequin challenge. I know we're about to have some bullshit. I know we're about to have some bullshit the rest of the game from this keeper. And I don't get how much we can persist with competing with a keeper like this. I don't know how much we can persist. Because we don't compete if we continue with a keeper like Onana. United didn't do much the second half. We saw the of Collier and Garnacho non-impacts. Who can pull us out? Who can pull us out in these situations? McTominay is in a title-charging season with Napoli and scored in a 6-pointer against Atalanta last night. That's the guy that used to pull us out. That was the guy. Who do we have? Who do we have that can pull us out of a situation? I saw Brighton put on Jorginho Rutter, who scored the next goal, and I saw them put on Enciso. And I saw them put in, they have a stacked squad. We have pound for pound one of the worst squads. Not only are we the easiest team to beat in the league, we have pound for pound one of the worst squads. How can we answer? If goals come unanswered or goals come unresponded, how are we supposed to answer? We are objectively one of the easiest teams to play in the league. And if this board think that this works like the NBA and they can just tank a season and get the first round pick the next season, they're in for an ugly awakening. You know why? Because I've seen teams tank seasons. I've seen teams throw away seasons. We go again next year. And where do they end up? Relegation dogfight. In the doldrums. In a lot worse of a place that they even expected to be in. Because what? They thought they could take the hit in 1 year and bounce back the next year. Take the hit in 1 year, tank season, get our first round pick. It doesn't work like that, Manchester United. It doesn't work like that, Manchester United. You need to be able to rise. We didn't do anything the second half. Brighton came out well drilled. It got to a point where we were able to let them play out from the back. They were allowed to play out from the back. Complete freedom, complete autonomy. Midfield got leggy. Ugarte and Mainu got leggy. And I don't know, because we're supposed to have dogs in that midfield. That's why I thought we got rid of Ericsson and Casemiro. We're supposed to have dogs in that midfield running around. I really liked how Brighton played. I liked how Ayeri was for them. I liked how Baleba. Dio mio. Baleba is a player. Baleba is a player. If this was the audition, I wouldn't mind. I don't know why he wants to come to us. If this was the audition, he passed with flying colours. Manchester United 1, Brighton 3. That was it. Unanswered. Unresponded. I've seen this game about, I said statistically, six home losses after 12. I've seen this 6 times where I've been able to look at our team and know that we can't be pulled out. Mitoma unrelenting. That guy hates Manchester United. He hates Manchester United. He was constant. So I do rate what they did. Game ended 3-1 to Brighton. You saw Paddy Crerand out in the middle of the pitch at the start of the game, paying his tributes to Dennis Law. You saw Alex Ferguson in the middle of the pitch, paying his tributes to Dennis Law. These are real Manchester United football men. These are real Manchester United football men. They've been through the ringer with Manchester United. They pulled us out of situations. Dennis Law, he's been there for everything. Every tragedy in Manchester United, he's contributed. He's etched in our history. These are real Manchester United football men. In contrast to the modern day players we see now at Manchester United that are not fit to wear the Manchester United shirt. And I will keep saying this, and I'll keep raining this point home till we have complete overhaul in this team. A lot of them aren't fit to wear the badge. They're not fit to wear the jersey. It's too heavy for them. They can't handle it. Old Trafford's too noisy for them. This game has too much magnitude. The passing of Dennis Law, this game has too much magnitude for Manchester United players. And these are players that aren't ready. They're not suited. They're not fit enough to play for the team. I'm sorry. I don't think I'll be able to even take this team serious till we really start showing teams like Brighton at home what we're about. I don't think I can take us serious. I'm unconvinced as well by the midfield pivot, to be quite honest. Kobe and Ugarte. And I don't even want to criticise Kobe. I think Kobe, I don't know. I think he looks evidently a lot bigger right now. He's putting a bit more muscle mass, that sort of thing. I don't think he's been rested enough. I don't think he's been nurtured enough. And that's just an indictment on how we manage young players, how we rest young players, how we recover young players. I read something yesterday. Alex Ferguson, if Gary Neville came back from the 98 World Cup, he was tired. He needed to recover. Alex Ferguson sent him off to Malta for a holiday to recoup, to re-energise. We don't have that same sort of recovery at Manchester United, and we're seeing it in these young players getting tired, getting burnt out. Look what we did to Marcus Rashford. Let me get onto Onana, yeah? Let me get onto Onana, because this is funny, yeah? Because every time Onana throws his ball into his own net, Sir Jim Ratcliffe sacks someone else. It's going to be the laundry team next. Every single time Onana throws the ball into his own net, Sir Jim sacks somebody. I don't know what else to say. Onana, he can't be the keeper. He can't be the linchpin in goal. He can't be the keeper that we keep around to compete. It can't be Onana. He has too much lapses of concentration in this game. Too many bozo moments. Too many situations that Onana somehow manages to make about him in a situation. And this is the thing with repetition and routines that instill winning in a team. You have to cut out the element of surprise. You have to cut out the element of the unprecedented. And as long as you have a keeper that you can never know his next move, you can never be stable in a game. You can't be stable in a game. That's quite simple. And Andre Onana, I'm sorry, he can't be the keeper we continue with. He can't be the keeper we could persist with. I don't want to even try rationalize his mistakes. I don't even want to try talk into the specifics of his mistakes, because it's just shit. It's just bad. What else am I supposed to say about Onana right now? Anyway, takeaways from Brighton. Yeah, I don't want to hear any powerful DM. He's big, he's powerful, he's this or that Baleba. If I hear that as racism at this point, if I hear that about Baleba as racism, because this is a silky player, a silky all-round midfielder, playmaker. He's able to distribute, he's able to break down midfields, he's explosive, he's a dream, Baleba. I'd love him at my team. And I don't want to hear all these shouts of, oh, you can play him as a sitting DM, you can play him as this. You can see in that game today he's not a sitting DM, but I really rated him for Brighton. Mitoma was asking a lot of questions, lovely first touch. Minte and Rutter when they came on. Well, Rutter when he came on, great appearance. Minte was solid. Ayari, I think Swedish midfielder, I really like him. He's a young player as well. I really, really rate him. They're just a technically and well-drilled team, Brighton. And it shows that this is a team that are light years ahead of us. And I can't help but think, as a Manchester United fan, there's about 17 other teams that are better than us. So where do you think we lie if there's 17 teams better than us? Welbeck and João Pedro played a great game too. Honestly, there's not much else to say. I'll conclude it here. Manchester United lose once again, taking us to, I don't know, 12th in the league. Let me check the league table. 13th in the league. Currently 13th in the league. United are in big, big trouble. They're in big, big trouble. And I don't know how these players pull us out. I really don't know how these players pull us out. I could say we need investment, but has anybody found out yet what Ineos are actually about? We're about to see, I'm seeing a loan move for Anthony imminent. I'm seeing Rashford about to leave. And do we have any replacements? No. Next we have Rangers at home in the Europa League. Do we win that? I don't know. I couldn't tell you if we win that. Like, I really couldn't tell you where the next win comes from for Manchester United. And that's it. That's just where we're at the moment. That's the quality. That's the standard. This has been a TSC. I'm signing off. Hopefully I can start. I might have to pivot content because I can't keep doing content on Manchester United losing every single week. But this has been a TSC. It's your boy Dave. And I'm out. That's it.